this road.
Yeah.
The nice thing with it, you can really see far down the road in a lot of spots or on a lot of the corners. You can see further than what you would anticipate. It's like a little gravel here, it looks like.
Oh yeah.
A little bit down there. A little bit at this turn.
Just enough to be annoying, but hey, it's still not bad.
Yeah. What I gotta try is to get my butt off the side, and that way you can turn without leaning it so far.
Oh yeah. Hang off the edge like a mountain climber.
Yeah, totally. Is this pace all right for you?
Oh yeah, great. I just cut some front wheel air off that one.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's
oh,
yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I've never pulled a wheelie on this thing.
Yeah, I don't like to. I never did it much when I was young. I always feel like I'm just gonna go over my ass, but it's fun.
Yeah, as long as you have that foot, your foot on the brake, that should bring you down apparently.
Yeah, in theory, right, that pops it back down, but then when you land down, it's just that force, and the whole operation's like an unknown. You know, like, think about the amount of miles one drives in a car going forward, right? And then how many accidents happen when someone's taking a reverse. So, like, you've probably driven 500,000 miles going forward and, like, a mile's worth of reversing.
Oh, okay.
But that's where all the accidents are.
Oh.
So when you're doing a wheelie, like, unless you're doing it all the goddamn time, it's those few moments of just the unknown known. And it's so easy to just fall down on your butt.
Oh,
and I don't want to lay this bike down, but I have an older XL500 that I wheelie in.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my friend Steve, he'll ride one for a mile or two. He does it regularly.
Yeah, my dad was telling me about it because he had that bike when I was a kid, when I was a baby.
Oh.
He had it since 1980. Was a 1979 XL500.
Oh, nice.
And he used to ride it for miles on doing a wheelie. So he says, and I believe him.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, the theory, I totally understand the theory about it. I could teach somebody how to do it in theory. I just never done it on this on my bike. You know?
Right. I think Harleys are pretty front heavy, aren't they? With the big old.
Say that again.
Big old. Aren't Harleys kind of front heavy somewhat? Like,
yeah, I think the big engine is more in the front side, so it's harder to lift all that weight off the ground.
Yeah. This is a nice road.
Yeah. It's like, in my opinion, like if Walt Disney were to make a motorcycle track, it could be like this.
Oh yeah, that'd be amazing. Sign me up.
And I like the flickability of this bike. My old bike I could flick like you wouldn't believe. And when I first got this, like felt kind of bigger and boaty. But now I've just gotten used to it and I can flick this thing around very nimbly.
What's your bike weigh? Like 460, 470? 500?
The last bike was a 500. I'm not sure exactly, but it was they called it a 500.
Yeah, no more. It's the weight. How much does it weigh?
Oh,
how much does the bike weigh?
Oh, I think 450 pounds fully laden with water.
Fully wet, yeah.
Fully loaded with water, with gas.
I wish they ran on water. Shit.
Yeah, that'd be cool. You get a little hydrogen engine. It's possible.
Right down the bomb. Yeah. Yeah, this bike is 368 pounds wet, I believe. Yeah.
A big turn's
all
coming up
fluids.
here. Wow,
Yes,
that's a light bike.
Yes, it is.
That was almost a peg scraping turn.
Yeah, first gear for sure.
Another one right up ahead here. Ooh, a lot of gravel.
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah, so your power to weight ratio is really good on that bike.
Yes. Yes. It gets up real quick.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, but how fast have you taken that thing?
141 downhill, 136 a couple times.
Damn.
Flat.
Wow. Yeah, I've taken this about 104 so far.
I go 104 to 104 miles per hour to work. That's it. That's my
awesome.
commute speed.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, this this bike definitely will go faster. I just need to have a space, a little more balls to do it. A little gravel.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to go on the right road spot, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not actually going that fast all the time, but I can do. You're around some dumbass pile of cars. You're just kind of like, I'm gonna get through these guys, and then open road going forward, and I don't want them to catch up to me.
Yeah, nice. Just lose them.
Yep, lose them. I mean, it's incredible when you're going twice the speed limit. How it's like cars are at a standstill.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you just got to be really on your toes and situational.
Oh yeah, super hyper aware. Yeah, I don't even do that kind of speed if I'm hungover.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I mean, I need to be on game.
Yeah, but that's what I like about it. Well, I gotta say, that's what I like about it. Really, it takes your mind off everything else and lets you focus. My brain works so fast a lot of times. I need to kind of super accelerate things to my mind to catch up with everything.
Yeah, I'm with you on that for sure.
You want to turn around and go up and down again?
Oh yeah, sure.
All right. You want to lead this time?
Let's do it. All right.
It's like a whole nother road going up this way.
Yeah, absolutely. 2 for the price of 1.
Yeah, totally. I love these turns.
Oh, there's that spot here coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm almost too tall for this bike. If I were like an inch taller even, it would be even more like origami kind of Gumby style, fold up on the seat.
Oh shoot, what, are your knees sitting too high then, or what?
No, well, no. It's just like you gotta get up. Like, my back is as long as it is, so when I lean forward into some turns, like I'm right up on the instrument cluster.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean, not really, but like it's just where it's made for a Italian man versus like a 6'2" fat American.
Okay. Ducati.
A Ducati.
Ducati.
Here's the sand spot coming up here.
I watched a lot of those bikes do like drifting, you know, where the back tire's slipping and they're totally going around these corners. And
yeah. No, not for me.
It fascinates me, the control you have on that. You know, I've been watching a lot of guys do it. Not that I'm doing it. You gotta burn up a tire to do it, but it intrigues me.
Yeah, but see, I mean, drifting with the bike, you have 2 points of contact. You know, you mess one of them up, and you're not standing up anymore.
Yeah.
With a car, you know, you got 4 points, and you can get away with a lot more.
Yeah, true. It's just wild seeing what some of these guys can do on these things these days.
Oh, it's incredible. They're just pushing the laws of physics and just the efficiency, the power to weight ratio of some of these modern engines.
Oh, yeah.
Incredible.
Little rocket ships.
Well, sure, rocket ships, but even like the drones with those brushless motors, like what they're able to accomplish.
Oh, yeah.
Like drones and like airplane aerobatics where it's a flying prop with the battery attached and like the wings just for like visual look, more or less.
Yeah.
You know, they're just like hovering there, kind of like a helicopter, but it's a plane-shaped toy. It's craziness, is what they can accomplish. And like with some of these new motorcycles, they're so powerful, and then the hardware to hold the motor onto the tires, onto the super lightweight, and so the engine's not struggling.
Well, I'm starting to lose you a little bit. I think I'm falling behind.
Up.
Yeah, I think we're pushing the distance. There it is. Okay.
Sorry, yeah.
I got you now. Okay. That thing does move.
I hit a spot. I hit 88 miles per hour, so I was expecting to time travel, but it didn't happen.
Darn, Marty. The one interesting thing with the drones and stuff, it seems they're going to these autonomous cars.
Mm-hmm.
And there's been a discussion where that would be kind of, on one aspect, very cool for motorcycles because it would take the unpredictability out of the people's driving, take that out of the equation, so the cars would be much more predictable. But
yeah, like for example, what? Yeah, go on.
Well, but if you take that one step further, then now we are the unknown variables. Are we going to become extinct on these automated roads?
Yeah, and I'm fine with that. But, you know, like if there was an option, for example, say to turn off auto drive, like on a road like this, where you could just do what you want.
Yeah.
And since it's all going to be computer controlled, if you get in an accident when you're self-driving, then your insurance is a variable different amount. So you're kind of taking on that risk, and then the blame or the cost of accident goes onto you a bit more heavily to discourage people from being dumbasses on the road. But also, like, I feel like there will be a time when, like, freeway driving or highway driving requires autocar only. And I'm kind of for it in a lot of ways, because just the simple act of merging onto a busy freeway, people just don't let people in, or they're rude about it, and it's just a big cluster.
Oh yeah,
the amount of time that is wasted, it's crazy.
Oh yeah, take the human mind and attitude out of the equation, and you can have a nice, smooth traffic flows along, because it would be like at a consistent speed. You can sit in your car, watch a movie, have a party, whatever. You know, you don't have to worry about
stand up here.
You don't have to worry about driving anymore. But if that happens, would that mean that we could not go on those automated roads as a motorcyclist?
I think. I see what you're saying. It's hard to say. I mean, if the AI in those cars is good enough, it's able to adapt to that moving target. It's much like a deer. You could probably argue that, like, if the auto cars can't compete with a deer in the road, they're going to have trouble with a motorcycle. So, like, they're going to have to be able to compete with a deer in the road, so they can compete with a motorcycist.
Yeah, good point.
And then to incur, well, I hope so, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's too logical. Sometimes these laws get passed, and you're just kind of like, who in the heck allowed that to happen? Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah, but I mean, motorcycling is more economical. It's less harsh on the environment. But of course, it's gas cars. I mean, there's that Zero motorcycle company.
Yes.
Where it's all electric.
Yeah, those are interesting.
Yeah, I want to check one of those. Yeah, I've been up at the base several times, and every time I forget to grab my helmet because I'm not thinking about it until I'm in the area. I'm like, ah, dang it.
Yeah, shoot.
So if you bring your own gear, they'll let you test drive it.
Wow, and that's up in San Francisco?
There's one in like South Bay, there's one in San Francisco, there's one, yeah, there's several all around.
Oh, okay, cool.
What do you want to do?
Well, let's do that again and hit down the 58. That'll be kind of fun. How much time do you have?
I have infinite time.
Yeah, nice.
I have all of the time.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Let's flip this around and we'll head down the 58.
Yeah, the wife's out with the kids. They're actually in Santa Barbara today. So.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Nice.
It worked out in every way.
Yeah.
You want to lead again?
Ah, sure. All right.
Yeah, it's going to be this weird hybridized system, you know, because like the roads are paid for by taxes, and to exclude individuals from the road, it's kind of hard. I don't know, you know.
Yeah, that is a good point. Yeah.
What's going to happen?
Yeah, or could they make special roads just for automated vehicles? You know, that could be something interesting.
Well, they could, but yeah, they could, but the expense, holy crap.
Yeah, that's true. A whole nother road system.
Well, and that's why we don't have bullet trains in America, is because of land rights issues and people. I mean, like, eminent domain's a thing, yes, but it doesn't really do well for your next election cycle if you're the governor or whoever taking away people's farms. So politicians are hesitant to do it.
That's true.
I mean, yeah, like that California speed train system, it is it's like it's like in the bare minimum of what's classified as like a super train or a speed train, but it's so much slower than like what Europe and Japan have had for many years. I would say like at least a decade.
Oh, wow.
Or more. They've had bullet trains, and the American California one, if it gets built, is going to get built for like $68 billion, and I believe that's like a close to right number, and that's even before government overrun. And then you're going to end up with this somewhat slow train, and it'll be nice to have it, but it won't be like a rocket ship.
Yeah, America's funny with
funny is the right word, I guess. Well, I mean, you've seen the Boring Company. You've been following that at all?
The what company? The Boeing?
The Boring, like it's boring, like it's go to sleep.
No.
Boring.
I deleted the news app.
That was probably a good idea.
Yeah.
It's quite depressing.
Oh, totally.
So the Boring Company is actually Elon Musk's other company.
Oh, and is that what he's building for the loop or whatever?
Probably. He's not being like overt about that, but it would make sense.
Okay.
So, I mean, the loop is his like idea that he's given to the masses to be like, hey, here's something that would be awesome and it should work. Go for it. And if you make a company out of it and it works, cool. Good for you, you know. But he's making this apparatus, like this tunnel digging apparatus that will dig tunnels, really, you know, and so it'll bore tunnels, hence the Boring Company, and it's going to be half the diameter of a traditional tunnel, so it's a quarter the amount of dirt they're removing, so like an order of magnitude nearly less dirt, so it's more efficient on its digging speed.
Oh, okay.
The goal is to have it dig tunnels as fast as a snail.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, so if they can beat a snail, then they're doing well. High fives all around. That would be.
Deer up ahead.
Oh, there's a deer up there. I saw it. Yeah. There you are, little deer. Hi there, buddy. Yeah. So if they can dig tunnels under LA or long distances, then it kind of gets around this whole land, eminent domain, politic situation.
I see. So go underground when you can't go on the ground.
And because it's a tunnel, in theory, and I don't know if this will be technically feasible because there's different types of dirt, but you could, in theory, pressurize it and then allow for the Hyperloop technology to be put into it.
Oh, Okay.
And then boom, there you go. Super train, super tunnels, super fast.
Oh.
Instead of above ground, underground.
Okay.
So it's, I mean, if it pans out, and it becomes feasible, my God, it'll change the world again.
That'd be nice.
He was pointing to his head. Might be a cop up here, but I don't know what he was doing.
Oh, okay. Like doing one of these numbers?
Have you ever seen? Yeah, one of those numbers.
Yeah, that usually means a cop. I've never seen a cop out here. But,
I've seen one,
really?
and it was on the 58, not on this.
Oh, okay. So he's been
One ever, and you're always. What's up?
So he's been in the news lately doing that. That's been more.
Elon, yeah. Well, he's been in the news doing a lot of shit. Like if that guy were to die, the world would be so much more depressing. Like,
yeah.
Like he's even more irreplaceable. Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of people have vision, but he has the wherewithal, the gumption to actually do it, which is crazy. I mean,
that's a lot of money.
He's doing this. He's doing AI. There's a book that I'm reading. What is the title of it? I should know the title of it, but it's DNA 3.0 or Human Life 3. It's called Life 3.0.
Oh, okay.
And it's about artificial intelligence, and the implications behind that are pretty daunting. You should actually check it out. I'll forward it to you, but. Elon recommended it because his company's working on AI for various things like rocketry to like self-driving cars to a whole bunch of stuff. And so he has another company where it's a neural net where it basically is a super sci-fi-esque web type apparatus. You could think of it as like a spider web basically, and so it implants or overlays on your brain, and it's able to like read all your brain synapses firing and all that stuff, and it's able to interpret what's going on, and then you're able to communicate with it. Instead of communicating with your fingers, you're able to communicate
your mind
with your thought, with your mind. Yeah. So like the hold up in communique these days is like getting what's in your mind. Like you probably know this, like you were saying, your mind works so much faster. Is like putting it on paper, putting it on screen or whatever. You get all held up. But if you can like just transmit what you're thinking as fast as it could be like output, holy shoot.
Yeah, eliminate the middleman.
You know what I mean?
The bottleneck is the speech or the writing process, you know? So,
that's right. Yeah, it's super duper inefficient. So if you can like communicate almost like ESP in a sense to a machine, oh my God. So that's another one of his projects.
Wow, that would be awesome.
Right? Yeah. I mean, it's been a sci-fi concept for a minute, but like in theory, have the technology.
Damn.
It's just got to make it so it isn't efficient, so it works. It's pretty nuts. I mean, they've been able to do that with some paraplegics, quadriplegics for a while, where they're able to control stuff on the screen. But this is like next level, where it'd be like way more than that.
Yeah, the other one I think is your brain emits certain electrical impulses when you do certain thoughts. That simply triggers a switch to manipulate a servo or something like that. But you're talking actually cognitive thoughts and complete thoughts going into a computer. That's that's badass.
Yeah. Right. It's just the whole thing. So hopefully that guy doesn't die, because if it did, like all of his projects are